In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create this moving clone effect inside of Adobe Premiere Pro. So let's get into it. Now, before we get into Premiere, we just need to go ahead and capture our footage. Now, we want to put our camera onto a gimbal and we want to pre-program a move. Now, I'm using the Zion or the Zhiyun Crane 3S, and this has a feature in the ZY Play app where you can set a start point, an end point, and how long it takes to get there. This is not a rare feature at all. You can find this feature on pretty much all of the gimbals that you can buy. So just go ahead and find the motion control, the time lapse, the sequence mode, whatever it's called, and then pre-program your movement. Then you just want to find the location and make sure there's no changing variables. So make sure the light isn't changing, make sure no one's crossing in front of the frame, make sure there's no movement behind the subject. And once you find a location like that, we can film the footage. So first of all, you want to film your clean plate, which is just the empty scene. Then we can film the first action, the second action, the third action, the fourth action, and so on. And do this until you've got your footage. Then once you do have your footage, we're going to drop this into Premiere and compile this to create the effect. So as you can see, I have my footage on my timeline. So this is the clean plate. This is the first clip. This is the second clip, this is the third clip, this is the fourth clip. So our first job is to actually put these all on top of each other because we want these to be in sync. And what I'm going to do for that is I'm actually going to find a reference point. So I'm going to go to our clean plate and I'm going to use this fence panel as the reference point. So as soon as that hits the left of the frame, which is just there, I'm going to make a cut. So I press C and make a cut. And this is now our marker point where we're going to link everything up to. Great, so now we've got our next clip, which is here, and we're just going to let that second post hit the end of the frame again, which is here. And you're just going to keep doing this process over and over again until you've got all of the video clips stacked on top of each other. So now I'm just going to go down to the second layer, so I'm going to ignore the clean plate and I'm just going to focus on this second layer. I'm going to go to the effect controls, go down to opacity and select the free draw bezier. Then I'll just draw a rectangle mask around myself there. And as you'll see, I'm now isolated from the background. So we'll go to the beginning, create a new keyframe on the mask path, and then we'll just move the cursor over in time. And then we'll just adjust the mask to follow the action. So just keep going until this character appears off screen, which in my example has just now happened. So if we play this back, you'll notice this version of myself is now animated in its own mask. So if we turn on the clean plate, so now we've got two layers playing, you'll notice that should blend pretty flawlessly. So now we're just going to turn off those two layers. We're going to go to the third layer, which is this copy, and we're going to do the exact same process. So we'll go to the beginning, we'll go to the free draw bezier, we're going to zoom out to 50, and then we're just going to draw a mask around this character. Then we'll create a new keyframe on mask path. We'll move over a few seconds and we'll just move that mask to follow along. And same thing, we are just going to keep repeating this process until this character disappears off screen as well, which is just happening round about now. Then we'll go to the layer above and same thing, we're just going to keep repeating this process over and over again. But because this character is not visible at the start, we're going to go to the point where the character is visible, which is here. Then we'll draw a mask around this character. So at this point, create a new keyframe on the mask path, and then we're just going to work backwards. So we'll go back in time a little bit and move the mask over. Go back in time again and move the mask over again, and keep going until this character is off screen, which should be around here. Then we'll go past that last keyframe and we're just going to work forward this time. So keep working until this character disappears off the left. Now, if there's any scale difference, so if a character is moving towards the camera, then you may have to increase the size of the mask, so you just move those mask points over. But now we're just going to go to that last layer and we'll do the exact same thing again. So we'll head towards the end, go to the free draw bezier and draw a mask around the last character. Then we'll create a new keyframe on the mask path, we'll move back in time, and same thing again, we're just going to move the mask over. And you'll notice this character has disappeared at this point, so we can just do that. And now when we turn all layers on and we render this out, you'll notice we've got a pretty good clone effect now in place. Now, there are some common problems with this effect. If the light changes in one of your shots, then there is going to be a light difference in that mask. So if that's the case, then either delete that layer, or you can jump into your levels in your color correction and you can try and correct that. But if there is a light mismatch, maybe in one of the shots you have soft light from the clouds and then in the next the sun comes out and you've got harsh lighting, there's going to be a really noticeable difference there. So you want to try and avoid that. Next is you'll notice there might be a harsh line in your masking. Well, all you need to do then is to just increase the mask feather. So if we go onto one of our layers, this is the mask feather that I'm talking about. So if we have a look at that mask on its own, you can see there is this harsh line here. However, when I increase the mask feather, you'll notice you get this outline appear, and that's just blending the mask and the clean plate together. So if you do have a harsh outline around one of your masks, then just increase the feather and that will clean that up for you. But providing you've got all of your clips in sync, providing there was no crossover of characters, providing the lighting was the same, and providing everything was filmed the right way, then you should have a really good clone effect with a moving camera. But if you enjoyed watching this video, then maybe consider pressing the subscribe button or watching the next video. See you there.